Welcome to the Goalbusters Expert Peak Productivity Tips podcast, where top business experts get just 7 minutes to answer 5 rapid-fire questions about what they do and how they stay productive. Each episode is packed with actionable insights to help boost your efficiency and achieve your goals. Let's dive in and unlock the secrets to peak performance. Well, hello everyone. My name is Robin J. Emden, and I am the author and creator of the Get Resultsology system and an accountability coach. My mission is to empower solopreneurs to unlock their true potential, boost their income, and achieve extraordinary success by maximizing productivity, streamlining their businesses, and aligning their goals with their authentic vision and purpose. So, if you're ready to turn ambition into action and transform your goals into reality, then you're in exactly the right place. And speaking of being in exactly the right place, I am delighted to welcome our guest expert today, Mike Brennan. Mike is the author of Make Fun a Habit and the creator of the Daily Creative Habit. As a creative consultant, artist, and communicator, Mike helps individuals and organizations rediscover the joy of creativity through play and purpose. His work features in places like the Ronald McDonald House and Idea Museum. Mike's mission? To make creativity and fun part of everyday life for everyone. Mike, welcome to Goalbusters.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here.
You're very welcome. Whereabouts in the world are you, Mike?
I am in Nashville, Tennessee.
Ah, beautiful. That's a very famous part of the world, isn't it? So,
exactly.
And I've just told you my entire knowledge of Nashville. But I do know it's famous and why. Okay, but that's not for today. Shall we do the questions instead?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, let's get the clock up on the screen. And there we go. Mike, could you tell me, please, who is your ideal client?
My ideal client is someone who is stuck and struggling with their creativity. Perhaps they've lost some joy and they need to rediscover it because they love what they do, but they somehow lost it.
Okay, and that segues beautifully into the second question, which is what is the problem that you solve? And maybe if you'd like to expand on that, that would be brilliant.
Sure. Yeah, I think a lot of times people end up with what they call blocks, or they can't show up consistently for whatever creative acts they're trying to do, whether that's personal or professional. And they find themselves in this place where they're kind of flirting with their creativity, not really getting any traction, not accomplishing the things that they want to see done, their creative goals. And so what ends up happening is they end up spinning their wheels, or they end up putting on a shelf for a really long time. And so I love to come alongside these individuals and help them, sharing my own story and journey experiences, as well as a method and a process that can actually help them start to get some of that traction and then be consistent so they can start seeing the results that they truly desire.
Excellent. That indeed expands on the point brilliantly and explains it very well. Thank you for that, Mike. So, what is one valuable free action that our audience can implement that will help them to start working on solving their own problem?
Yes, I love that. And you actually use the word start. And that's where I would say start small, because I think we all have a big bias. We want to see big blocks of time. We want big budgets. We want big results right away. And what ends up happening is that we set ourselves up for failure before we even start. And so we end up with all this pressure that's driving us. And so because of that pressure, many people don't even start. They daydream, they procrastinate, they put it off. And it's like, pick something really small, really manageable, and start there, and then build on that. Let it be something that you can come back to again and again, as opposed to something where maybe you exhaust yourself, kind of like going to the gym, right? People exhaust themselves going to the gym for maybe the first time, or they haven't been in a while, and then they're like, I can't do this. This isn't sustainable. And so they stop the whole thing. So start small.
Yes, but start. That is the
Exactly.
critical point, which you picked up on beautifully there and elaborated on too. Thank you. I don't need to add to that. You said it better than I could have said it. So now that we have a better understanding of what you do, Mike, let's dive into goal busting, focusing on how to maximize productive time once you get started on how to achieve your business goals. So can you share any tips or advice for someone looking to improve their productivity habits?
Yes, I think you need to be really intentional about what it is that you want to do. Be clear, have a goal that is very defined, and then start with the end in mind. Honestly, reverse engineer what that would look like, so that when you break it down into smaller, manageable tasks, then you're able to move through that and not feel overwhelmed. So I think it's important that you really spend the time up front thinking, asking questions, following curiosity, really defining what is it I desire to do right now? What does that look like? And be as specific as you can be.
Yeah, it's almost like you've been ferreting around inside my mind, although I'm sure you've been doing this for years, but it's exactly what I tell people to do as well. The reverse engineering is so critical, but you're right. Once you start with the end in mind, and you reverse engineer it, but then you've got the issue of, what we've already said, which is you've got to actually start. And so you need to think about that too. But brilliant. Yeah, love it. All right. So finally, Mike, what should I have asked you today that I didn't? And your answer, please.
Yes, I think about my own creative practice. I show up every single day doing some creative act, whether it's a drawing, painting, branched out into writing as well, and that is something that helps me keep in touch with myself. It helps me move forward on the projects that I want to do. I just released a new book called Blue that came out of that practice as well. So it's something that I don't just talk about, but I actually do. I'm a practitioner of my daily creative habit. And at one time, I didn't do any creative things. I put my creativity on a shelf for about 10 years. And it wasn't until realizing I need this for me, suffering from some depression, led me back to it. And now it's been 13 years of every single day showing up, choosing my creativity, choosing myself, and getting to work.
Yeah, 10 years ago, you would have had a background like my boring background, which shows where I'm at with the creative process, doesn't it? Could you just expand a little bit more? Because I feel that we haven't done a proper service to exactly what you do. So you told us what you do, but when I introduced you, and it's obvious that's what you've been talking about, it's all about making creativity more fun.
Yes.
And can you please expand upon that point?
Yes, I think too many times we come into things so serious and with so much pressure, like I said before, that it becomes something that isn't fun anymore. It becomes something that, we call it work, and we say, well, work's not supposed to be fun. And so what ends up happening is we defer our fun for another day, perhaps a weekend, perhaps a vacation, or when we retire. And we think we need to just keep slaving away. We need to keep pushing and pushing and pushing. And we fall out of love, if we ever were in love, with the thing that we do. And there's this sense of just so much pressure and seriousness and responsibility that drives things. And I'm not saying those things are necessarily bad, but what I am saying is fun is not the reward at the end of the process. Fun should actually be part of the process. Because if we're having fun while we're doing something, and I don't mean like throwing confetti and having pizza parties, I mean enjoyment. Like we're enjoying our life, we're enjoying what we do. If we're doing that, we're going to be more invested, we're going to be more curious, and we're going to see better results, and we're going to live a better life, whether that's at work or at home. I think embracing fun and looking to rediscover some of the things that we've lost along the way can really help us have a better experience in this life.
Yeah, can you see me leaning in there? Because I'm so in tune with what you're saying. You're 100% right. Why do we make this distinction between fun and work? Why can't they both be the same thing? Absolutely, a lot of work is not fun, and a lot of jobs out there are not fun. But even then, one of the things I talk about in my book is you can always look for ways to make it more fun.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a mindset and it's an outlook first before it's anything else.
Yeah, brilliant. Okay, well, we look at that. We did it in 7 minutes, and I feel like I've got my money's worth today. I feel like I've made you work, but actually it's wonderful hearing your message and the way that you work. And I would really love to know now, please, how can people get in touch with you? And also, is there like a valuable free resource they could get from you so that they can find out more about what you do in their own time?
Yes. I made it real easy for people. If you go to my website, which is mikebrennan.me, M-E, you can find information about me. You can find links out to my social media. You can contact me via form there. And I would absolutely love if you sent me a message and said you heard me here. I'd love to connect with people and find out what they're doing creatively. And as far as a free resource, on that same homepage down at the bottom, there is a quiz that you can take that talks about your creative archetype. And the reason why I encourage people to do that is because it really helps you get to know, how do you show up for your creativity? Like, how are you wired? And then once you know more about yourself, you can really do that with intention and purpose so that you can see better results. Instead of kind of guessing or floundering around, the quiz really helps you define, okay, here's what this looks like for me. And maybe there are some other people I need to partner with that have different skill sets or different ways that I can collaborate with people to really have a better experience even within creativity. So that quiz is right there on the homepage.
Yeah, it sounds fascinating. Genuinely fascinating. I love it. And fun.
Yes.
That's the important thing. Mike, it has been fun. It's been a pleasure to meet you. I love your artwork, which I know behind you, as you know, is all your own work.
Yes.
And I particularly like the fact that you are blend in your glasses, blend in beautifully with the paintings behind as well. There's some real synchronicity going on here. Mike, thank you so much for joining us on Goalbusters today. Absolutely. Thank you, Robin. You're very welcome. Thank you. And remember, everybody, keep goal busting. Make your future self proud. Bye-bye. Thanks for tuning in to Goalbusters. If you're enjoying it, please subscribe, rate and review it on your favourite podcast platform. Your support is very much appreciated. And if you're ready to boost your online profits, skyrocket your productivity, crush procrastination and see a positive change in your bank balance, all within just 30 days, this is your opportunity. Take my free 5-day challenge at www.skyrocketyourproductivitychallenge.com.